Any calls coming in 03 717 223344. We're going to be hearing from Burnley's manager Vincent Kompany in this section. He was speaking to Troy Deeney following the loss at Selhurst Park. But let's go to James. He's a Man United fan. All right, Jimbo.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good,
Good
mate.
evening, James.
Good. You've been to the game?
Yeah, I'm just driving back with my son. Absolutely disgraceful performance again. But you know, I think it's got to be said this about Marcus Rashford. It's not just the last 2 weeks. It's not just him trotting around the pitch at Luton. It's not just him trotting around the pitch at Old Trafford today. It's him trotting around the pitch for season after season. Right? He gets these goal, his purple patches, and he scores. You know, last year he had a good season, but invariably he's lost his hunger. And then you've got to ask yourself why that is. Is it giving him too much money early? I don't know, but it's an absolute disgrace to the football club. We sat there today with my 12-year-old son who rarely goes, and he sat there watching him play. My son played this morning. He put more effort in 20 minutes in a junior game than Rashford's done all season.
Yeah. I mean, you're not asking for a lot as fans. Do you know what I mean? You know, you expect obviously high standards, and they haven't been there, but lack of effort is unacceptable. That's just a given playing for any team. Playing for, as you said, playing for a Sunday League team. If a guy's strolling about, you're going to get dragged off. How do you expect to be able to get away with it in front of 70,000 people?
No, you're totally right, and I know you two are massive anti-United fans. I know, like, you're not your biggest United fans, but I'm sat around me today, and every single person is guffawing when he gets the ball, right? And it's not just him today; it was everybody. It's a disgrace. There's no style of play at Old Trafford. Ten Hag on borrowed time. There's no chance that Jim Ratcliffe's coming in and going to stand for this. I tell you, because it's just pathetic, week in, week out.
You see, what I don't understand, mate, is that like Marcus Rashford, local lad, loves the club. You know, you look at like legends of the game for Manchester United, like Wayne Rooney, what he done for Manchester United, then season after season, still putting it in, still putting the effort in, still getting after people and smashing people and getting the ball back and showing hunger. Marcus Rashford's achieved a lot, but like he looks like he's a bit like not interested now. You know, like I've done it, I've done it all.
But you know what? You know what, Gabby? Gabby, I was coming out the ground a few games ago and like having an argument with a load of lads, and they were saying you can't slag Rashford off. He's from the academy. He's Manchester through and through.
Should be better.
I'm sorry, that doesn't cut it. That doesn't cut it. He's earning 350 grand a week, and he's not putting the effort in.
I mean, if you look at Gabby makes a really good point. If you look at legends of football clubs that have come through academies, you know, I think of Mark Noble. You know, people like that, teams that, you know, players that play at football clubs for their whole careers. Marcus Rashford could be that guy at Man U, you know. But if you look at legends of a football club, they'd never walk on a pitch and not give 100%. They'd never walk. Do you think Mark Noble would ever walk off a pitch for West Ham with strolling about a football pitch?
The Ross Barkley one last week, Jamie.
Manchester City. Do you think he walks off a pitch after not putting a shift in?
The Ross Barkley one last week, that was like, I couldn't believe that. I track harder on the six-a-side on a Monday night.
It's a disgrace. Yeah, it's a disgrace. I mean, Rashford, even if he puts a shift in and he tries, I don't think he's a very good footballer, to be honest with you. He's not. He hasn't got a tremendous amount of skill that people rave on about. He just hasn't.
Yeah, but but come on, let's be fair. When he's at it, he's got all the attributes to be a top player.
That's what's frustrating.
When is he at it? When is he at it?
Well, not enough. That's the problem.
But the problem is, though, now for me, mate, is that Manchester United have got to be strong. And if I'm Ratcliffe, I'm saying like, you're going at the end of the season. I don't care what happens. We've got to sell players like this because you've got Garnacho breaking his neck to make something happen. Fernandes throwing his arms up again. Eriksen can't move when he comes on. Do you know what I mean? Like, Rashford doesn't look like he wants to be there, mate.
No, if anybody is daft enough to come in with an offer, PSG, whoever, I don't care. I don't think anyone will be daft enough, but if they do, we just snap their hands off.
All right,
I
James,
agree, mate,
thanks for the call, mate. I really appreciate it. Let's go to Richard. He's a Man United fan. All right, Rich.
Good evening, Rich.
Hey, evening, guys. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm very well, mate.
I'm good, Rich.
Great day.
Who's to blame for this today?
Oh, there's only one person to blame, and that's the dubious Dutchman. Certainly, listen, I would rather have Ollie in charge at the minute than have that guy in charge.
I mean, his win ratio, his percentages are pretty good, and you have to say he's been half decent form recently.
Well, yeah, but listen, here's my problem, and this has always been my problem with him since he came in. Now, when he came in, I thought, well, we'll give this guy a chance, and maybe he'll do something. And Then I watched how he performed, and I watched the purchases that he made.
We have to come back to you. There's been a goal to Vitality, Moose.
Bournemouth 0, Manchester City 1. Phil Foden is the man who's got the goal, but he owes a lot here to Erling Haaland. Ball played down the left-hand side of the penalty area. Haaland's too strong for the defender who's up against him. He's hit his shot. Neto's made a save, but he can only palm it out towards the far post. And there is Phil Foden to snap the ball up and continue his brilliant goal-scoring run from 6 yards out. Bournemouth 0, Manchester City 1.
Yeah, big goal for Manchester City. Yeah, Haaland showing his strength. Foden, busting a gut to get in the box.
Yes.
I haven't seen that from Marcus Rashford. Let's go back to Rich. Sorry, Rich, I had to go there. Look, you've been talking about Ten Hag.
Yeah, guys, everybody that he's brought in, he has either seen or worked with in the Dutch league. He has a Dutch league mindset. He cannot see outside of that. And that's what my belief is. Now, listen, I want to tell you, every time I go, I'm going over to the Manchester City game. Every time I go...
Rich, what do you mean when you talk about a Dutch league mindset? I mean, he won the league.
So, yes, he did. But I think that's where his mindset is. So I think that his mindset is set in the Eredivisie League. I don't think he can see the bigger picture. Manchester City, anybody in the Premiership, in fact, any club in the Premiership, is bigger than the Eredivisie League. Any club that's in there. Every time I go, guys, I earn £19,000 a year, right?
It's more than Gabby.
Every time I go to see Manchester, I've been going to see Manchester United since 1966. Every time I go, it costs me £600 a time.
Yeah, no, I mean,
my wife,
it's expensive.
My wife has to sacrifice nights out and weekends out in order for me to go. And for them to put in...
Are you going to keep going, Richard? Or save you money?
Of course I will. No, Gabby, I'll keep going because I've supported them all my life. And obviously I'll keep going. But the thing is, I don't care. Listen, if we get beat 12-0, I don't care if we're entertaining, because that's what United are supposed to be. But we are not even entertaining at the moment. And this guy doesn't get it.
Rich, I really appreciate your call, mate. Obviously, lots of Man United fans want to have their say, so keep them coming in.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.